live special Prime Minister questions. Crisis UK 2025.
No Labour government should ever
put funds on the right side screen.
balance the books on the
Kind of mountain digital. Wow. Digital analog. It's 12:14 p.m. in the afternoon, and it is June.
Many of us will not be able to go
the 11th. Wednesday morning. That's 2025.
People who need assistance to cut up their food, to wash themselves, to dress themselves.
There's a no confidence vote from the Conservatives on the Chancellor Reid at the moment, and the Labour Party.
This week, the Prime Minister changed direction on winter fuel payments. Will he do the same in relation to this and now drop these disability benefit cuts?
Mr. Speaker, it's very important we make the changes to our welfare system. It's not working. It needs reform. I think everybody agrees with that. It doesn't work for anyone. We will do so on a principle basis that those who can work should work. Those that want to work should be supported to do so, and that we must protect those with the most severe disabilities who will never be able to work. And we're doing that by ending reassessments and paying a new premium.
The Liberal Democrats, Sir Ed Davey.
Hello, Ed Daley. Hello, mate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I vote for him.
Join others in wishing you belated happy returns for yesterday. And can I welcome the government sanctions of ministers in the Netanyahu government, Ben Gvir and Smotrich. The violence they've incited, the settler violence they've incited against innocent Palestinians on the West Bank is intolerable, and the government will right to act. And as it's Carers Week, Mr. Speaker, can I pay tribute to the millions of unpaid family carers across the country and recognise the challenges that they face?
Yeah, my friend Graham Harris was a carer, was one of those carers for a few years.
Service on its knees.
Well, we have to care for our parents when they get older, and we don't get paid for it.
Funding in the spending review. If it does, we will support that. But does the Prime Minister agree that no amount of money for the NHS will solve its crisis unless we also invest to fix care? So without preempting the Chancellor's statement, will the Prime Minister reassure me that both social care and family carers will get the priority they deserve in the spending review?
Can I agree with him that the health crisis created by the previous government cannot be solved? They groan. That is exactly how the country feels about the last 14 years and the mess they made of everything. Yes, we do need to fix social care alongside the money we're putting into the NHS. We're putting record amounts into the NHS. That's the right thing to do.
Well, why don't I not see the improvements?
2 million extra appointments in the first year.
Why is it the nurses don't do the jobs properly? Why is it it's rubbish at the hostel still in Surrey locally, in the county, so locally around Woking Town?
He can't also at the same time simply say he's against any way of raising the money for the funding. There's an incompatibility there.
Smart Alec.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister knows you've got a fairer and better way of funding NHS investment, and I regret the fact that he didn't answer my question on...
Yeah, it's exactly what I thought, that's what I thought.
The Prime Minister is right to increase defence spending, and later...
I agree with that, definitely.
The Chancellor has had to make partly to fund that defence expenditure. But there are £25 billion of frozen Russian assets in the UK.
Wow.
Now. Billions that could be used to stop Putin's war machine and to boost Britain's defence industry even faster. So at the G7 this weekend, will the Prime Minister try to seek an agreement to seize those frozen Russian state assets and use them to support Ukraine?
Well, as he knows, that is an issue that's being considered, but it is complicated, and there are a lot of countervailing factors that need to be carefully balanced in a decision that can be made. We are talking to allies about it, but I don't want to pretend to the House that there's an easy answer on this, because there isn't.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. More jobs, cheaper bills. That was our promise on net zero. If we can't meet those goals, then we must consider our approach. In Pembrokeshire, we have a proud industrial history rooted in oil and gas, and an incredibly exciting opportunity in floating offshore wind in the Celtic Sea. So can the Prime Minister assure me that he is committed to a just transition that protects and creates jobs?
It's squash on sign Jevons.
For raising this, I believe this government must seize the opportunities of net zero for working people, creating good skilled jobs, taking them off the roller coaster
They take a minute band.
fuel markets.
God, he doesn't look very happy, does he?
Governments, Mr. Speaker, hard-working communities have their
He was the leader of the Labour Party against David Cameron. If you remember that back in 2010 onwards or so.
£40 billion of investment in energy and renewables, and the CBI shows that 38,000 jobs in Wales are linked to clean energy. I want to see more of that. Both of them are against it.
He has a brother called David Miliband. He's squash on sign Jevons.